Now, finally, let's talk about politics, because what was interesting when I was doing my research is how much you have campaigned on women's health issues, whether that be endometriosis or surgical mesh. Why? Very welcome, by the way, for a man to take up these challenges and fights and campaigns. But why is it important to you?
So first of all, I find it a strange question when people say, why are you dealing with women's health issues? Well, the majority of my constituents are women. So why would I not take up their issues? And I've got involved through constituents coming to me. A constituent came to endometriosis. A constituent came to me about mesh, things I didn't know about at the time. So I started to look into it. And then to my horror, I realised most people haven't got a clue about these things. And then I just really feel that women are being let down every day by the NHS. And it's really important that, they're falling into so many different categories, but endometriosis as a starting point, most women don't know about it. And how do you know you've got a disease if you don't know it exists? And sort of an 8-year diagnosis time, and it is destroying women's lives. Dozens of women kill themselves every year because of the pain. They can't go on. Surely we need to pick up on that. And then we've got the mesh issue. An operation done by the NHS saying it was some sort of miracle cure. Well, unfortunately, you get 8-10 years down the line before the problems presented themselves. Then they're saying, oh, well, we can't do anything because the operation was 8 years ago. And they've deemed them a success. And now we're just battling to have this removal. But the reality is there's not enough skilled gynecological surgeons in the country to make a real impact. And there are thousands of women who this is a problem for or going to be a problem for. And you just have to speak to a constituent who was actually roughly our age, Gloria. We're roughly the same age and, roughly our age. Life finished, ruined. She was a physiotherapist. She can't stand for very long. She has no sexual stimulation at all. Her marriage fell apart. She's in constant pain. And she said to me the other day, she said, have you ever trapped a nerve in your neck? Well, I have. I don't know whether you have. And it's a horrid pain. She goes, I have that pain in my leg constantly and it will never go away. And she's got to live with that for the rest of her life. Now, it could have been a lot better if she'd had the mesh removed much earlier on. There are other women going down this path. And the problem is it was described as getting hair out of chewing gum. So it's so difficult. And I just feel that there's just not enough of a voice for women's health issues. And I think that men, it's easy. It's prostate or testicular cancer. That's roughly where you get to the end of it. With women, it's such a whole host of more complex issues that I don't think they're given the time and attention that it should be given. So there's several things I want to see happen. I want the NHS to have proper programmes in place to deal with the mesh issue. I want proper education programmes. I want proper research. I want proper diagnosis of endometriosis. I want the NHS to stop being sexist, quite frankly, and just patting women on the head and say, well, go and take some ibuprofen, it's just women's problems. Come on, we're in the 21st century. Surely we can do better than that. So, I think there's too many people suffering from the same thing. And endometriosis affects 10% of women. That's over 3 million. How can it be a disease we don't know much about?